Only a few decades ago, we didn't realize how important the internet would be. Today, the internet is a gigantic web of physical and digital connections, and to most of us, life without it is inconceivable. In this video, we're going to answer 10 of the most asked questions about the internet and how we use it today. Fact 1. How much data is created on the internet? On an average day, about 328.77 exabytes, or 328.77 million terabytes, are created on the internet. That's about 82 million movies in HD, or about 82 trillion photographs taken with 12 megapixel resolution. Fact 2. How big is the internet? While great strides are made in the development of satellite links, subsea cables still carry 99% of data traffic between continents. These are cables as thick as a garden hose that run through ocean seafloors, linking continents and islands. Telegeography, an analyst firm, knows of 552 subsea cables, but there could be more. The network looks something like this. The cables can range from about 130 kilometres or 80 miles, like the Celtics Connect one, which links Dublin to Anglesey, to almost 12,000 kilometres or almost 7,000 miles, like the Pacific Light Cable Network, which links California to Taiwan and the Philippines. An even longer cable linking Norway, the UK, the US and Japan is under construction with a whopping 17,000 kilometre extension. The US Naval Institute estimates that there are 750,000 miles or 1.2 million kilometres of cables running underwater today. Fact 3. How many websites are there? Estimates vary greatly, but there could be 1.1 billion to 2 billion websites on the internet, and only the top 0.1% of those attract more than half of the world's web traffic. Fact 4. Which websites are the most visited? The 5 most visited websites are Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X. Fact 5. What are Weblayers? The portion of the internet that is readily available to everyone is called surface web, and it's only about 5% of the entire web. About 95% of the internet is unindexed and invisible to standard browsers, the deep web and the dark web. 90% is the deep web, made up of password-protected content like employee-only websites, student and teacher portals for educational institutions, and subscription-based content. About 5% is the dark web. It's an unregulated and decentralized network of sites that are unreachable by all search engines and most browsers. It requires a special browser like the Tor browser and the exact URL of the page you are trying to visit. Illicit black markets have found a home in the dark web, where you can purchase everything from novelty items and weapons to compromised credit cards. But that's not all there is in the dark web. Users living in countries that heavily restrict internet access can reach common mainstream websites with the Tor browser to access information that their government might otherwise block. Fact 6. How many people are online? As of 2023, the number of people who use the internet at least once in 3 months is 5.4 billion people, or 67% of the entire world. About 69.8% of all men use the internet, while 64.4% of all women do.
Thank you.
Asia is home to the majority of internet users in terms of absolute numbers, with 54.2% of all users. Fact 7. Which are the most connected countries? When it comes to countries with the highest penetration rate, according to Yahoo Finance, the top ones are mostly in the Middle East. Qatar, where 99.3% of the population has internet access, followed by Iceland with 99.2%, then Kuwait with 99.2%, Bahrain with 98.8%, and United Arab Emirates with 98.5%. Fact 8. Where are most users from? According to the market and trend research tool Exploding Topics, the nations with the highest absolute number of internet users are China, with 1.05 billion users, which makes for about 75% of China's population. India, with 692 million internet users, about 50% of the country's population. United States with 311 million internet users, which is about 94% of the American population. Indonesia with 212.9 million users, which is about 78% of the entire Indonesian population. And Brazil with 181.8 million internet users, which represents about 85% of the Brazilian population. Fact 9. How much traffic comes from mobile devices? According to Exploding Topics, over 55% of all global website traffic comes from mobile devices, and 92.3% of internet users access the internet using a mobile phone. Africa has the highest proportion of internet traffic from mobile devices, 69.13%. By 2025, it's estimated that there will be over 1 billion 5G connections worldwide. Fact 10. How much energy does the internet use? It's difficult to calculate how much energy the internet uses because it would have to include numbers from data centers, businesses, and private information of personal routers and devices, and a lot of it isn't available information. Thunder Said Energy, a research consultancy firm for energy technologies, estimates that 800 terawatt-hours of electricity were used by the internet in 2022 worldwide, and expects that to double by 2030 because of artificial intelligence. It seems like a lot, but many say it's not that big a deal. It still takes less energy to attend a meeting over the internet than to use a vehicle to drive there. And that's it. These were 10 facts about the internet today. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, you might also like one of the suggestions we've picked for you. Also, subscribe for more. We upload a new video every week discussing some of the most asked questions on and offline. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave it in the comments. It might become our next video. See you next time.